I think we can all agree that this is one of our most anticipated movies of the year.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like the anticipation was earned and that it met all your expectations?
Are you serious?
Initiating weekly entertainment brought to you by Extra Rad. Boys Meet Film will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
Welcome to Boys Meet Film. My name is Michael, and these are my boys.
Back, Sean.
Will.
And today we are talking about friendship.
Aw.
Yes.
That's
Not
so sweet.
about us, though. About the latest movie directed by Andrew D. Young, starring Tim Robinson. And we can talk about us a little bit if you guys want.
Right now.
That's friends.
Yeah, about our friendship.
I've known you
us as
guys
friends.
for probably about 3-ish years now. But
Yeah.
recently we've been hanging out a lot, really.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's been really nice.
Yeah, dude.
It has,
really-
Will,
Really nice having you around, Will.
Yeah, dude.
I'm so
here.
happy you're down here now.
Yeah.
We were ecstatic when we heard
Mhm.
you moving from Gilroy
I'm
to
so
here.
glad.
It's been
Gilroy
such a
to San
breath
Diego.
of fresh air having you.
Don't dox us.
Dude,
Hey,
people are going to send stuff to our house now.
because I said San Diego?
Yeah, dude.
There's not a lot of places in San Diego.
Oh,
dude.
no.
There's not that many
There's
spots.
not. I haven't been around that much, so I guess I'll just take that for face value.
Max, Sean, how long have you guys known each other?
I think 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, I think six
No.
or 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dang.
probably about 7.
That is
Because
crazy.
I met Sean before I met Amanda,
Yeah, wow.
and we're on.
And
6.
I met Max through Michael.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
'cause-
Michael introduced me to Max.
And
That's
Sean
true.
and I went to school together
Yep.
in college.
College.
But Max and I went to school together in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's almost 10 years now.
You guys go way
That's
back.
crazy.
Wait, no. More than
No.
10 years.
Well,
Because our
yeah,
graduation
is
is almost
10
in
years
10
is
years.
next year, and then we
So
met sophomore year.
13 years?
Whoa. Happy anniversary, boys.
Whoa.
I actually think that that means you're my longest friend.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're not mine, but
That's fine. I
Longest-
didn't live
that's
here.
pretty cool. though.
Longest in what
That's pretty
way?
cool.
Yeah, like
in you're my longest friend. No. Sean, you're close.
thanks.
Will, you got some work to do. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I think I've known you the longest out of any of my friends. Like, I have friends in Texas that I've known longer,
Mhm.
but we haven't been in touch.
Yeah, for
so
sure, dude. That's awesome.
yeah,
so
you're
special.
my longest consistent friend.
Flattery.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, this is awesome.
It's
Yeah.
powerful.
How would you guys explain this movie? What's our
friendship.
synopsis here?
Okay. Imagine being a guy that wants friends so bad, but
Mhm.
is just so weird.
Mm-hmm.
He's so bad at making friends because of
Yeah.
his outwardly weirdness that he cannot contain.
To the point that he doesn't even feel like he has a relationship with his wife and son.
Yeah.
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 And then he meets this unicorn of a person that just brings him in and swiftly takes that friendship away from him.
By making him feel just so free.
Yeah.
He didn't need his phone.
You're looking at a free man.
I think we can all agree that this is one of our most anticipated movies of the year.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like the anticipation was earned and that it met all your expectations?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This movie was incredible.
Thank you for answering.
I know. I was like, how does Will feel about this?
I know.
So live in here. What's going on?
Big Huff.
But it was.
I'm sorry.
I
so much
loved it
fun.
so much.
Yeah.
That-
We also had one of the best theaters that we've had in a long time.
Absolutely.
yes.
The theater was packed.
I think it's important to have a good theater.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The group laughter was incredible.
Not only
Yeah.
was it packed, but they weren't disrespectful, like talking or anything in quiet
No.
moments. But there was
a few people that laughed at absolutely every joke. There was
single
one
thing,
lady in the far right corner
Uh-huh.
where it was not a joke every time, and she was just howling with laughter.
Ready to
And it
have
was
a good
Well,
laugh.
there's so many mannerisms that Tim Robinson has that
Yeah.
you just can't help but laugh at what he's doing.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
not
it's
even
the-
something crazy he's doing either. Like a
No.
lot of the times, it's
Just
just
like-
walking
just like a
with
look.
coffee. You
Just
know,
like-
yeah,
It's the anticipation too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
because
gets
he's
people.
just so consistently funny
Mm-hmm.
that like you can trust him that something is coming up,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which makes me do stupid little laughs. You have to catch yourself.
Yeah, Keep it together. Keep it together.
You were not holding it together. You
I
laughed so much.
I know. I love Tim Robinson. I think he is
Incredible.
one of the best things to happen to comedy in a really long time.
I agree.
I feel like he made something really fringe, really accessible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's really exciting to see because it's not like every day that you see kind of a new style of a genre blossoming.
definitely.
You know, I feel like we're seeing that with him.
I think it was cool too. I didn't know what direction they were going to go with his character. Like, are they going to lean into Tim Robinson?
yeah.
And they leaned in hard.
Yeah.
They leaned all the way in, and I was like, yes.
for every Tim Robinson fan, you got what you came for.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And something that was an indicator to me that we were going to have a great audience was when the AMC Nicole Kidman thing came on, and every single person just like a roaring applause for that.
Huge cheer for Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So
I've
good.
never had something like that in a theater.
Really?
I don't
No,
think.
yeah.
I feel like every time I go to that theater, well, one of my friends, Coral, she knows that Nicole Kidman thing line by line.
So did
she-
you. You were reciting it.
Not as well as her. I can't take all the credit. But one of my favorite lines is, "Heartbreak feels good in a place like this."
Yeah. Is she
so
British?
good.
I think Nicole Kidman's American.
She's
She
Australian.
could be anything she wants, dude. She's an actor.
She's Australian?
She's Australian. Fucking jackass.
I don't think so.
She
Locals only. I'm Nicole Kidman.
is Nicole Kidman Australian?
She's an American icon. She's
Let's see
beauty
here.
personified.
Australian.
Australian American.
Australian American, but no, that's her country of citizenship. Fuck. Who knows? All I know is
Anyway.
she has an Australian accent.
Anyway,
I know that for sure.
That she has an Australian accent?
Yeah. But this is derailing the conversation. Smooth segue. What? Okay. Obviously, we saw this movie because we're all fans of Tim Robinson
And Paul Rudd.
And Paul Rudd.
and Paul Rudd for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm a big Paul boy.
But I feel like the excitement of seeing what Paul Rudd could do in Tim Robinson's domain,
Yeah, yeah.
of comedy, was really exciting to see. What is your top favorite I think you should leave sketch?
I haven't seen all of them.
That's
So-
fine.
Okay,
But
my favorite.
Which one stands? If you guys want me to go first,
No, I
can
got
go.
it.
Okay.
I got it.
What's
My
yours?
favorite one is the casino one.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
I
That was
just,
good.
it is so funny
yeah.
when he's like, Lady Luck, Lady Luck. And then he's like, put it on black. It's red. I'm ruined. It's like, I love how quick that exchange is. I think that's so funny.
Well, it's
and he's like
also-
the most over the top.
Yeah.
Like the flips in emotion are so good in that one.
It's also funny because it starts out so long. Like he's singing the song for so
Yeah.
long, and then that shift is so
It's
sudden.
immediate, dude.
So great. Sean?
That is such a good one. There's so many good ones. I'd like to see this
Dude,
discography.
Do the hot dog one. The hot dog cart that runs into the suit
Oh.
store, like the men's warehouse.
That's a classic one. Also,
my
the
God.
drive-through one where 55 burgers, 55 fries.
Yeah.
That one's
That one
Yeah.
is solidified.
I don't have a favorite. They're all so good.
They are.
They're so good.
I do have two favorites.
The driving
hear
one
it.
too.
Which one?
Well, I want
Oh,
Will
yeah.
to go first,
Oh.
though.
okay, cool. No, I remember violently laughing at my boss's house when I first started watching those. To the one where he's like, "Has this ever happened to you?" and the like repair guys come in to repair the toilet, and they're like, then they start jumping on the couch. It's turbo time, and then he wants to join in. Like every time he said, "Has this ever happened to you?" I was just like, "Oh, that was
like in the
one
toilet."
Of my favorite. Yeah,
he's like standing.
He's so
they replaced my toilet with a fart toilet. Oh, that was so classic.
It's turbo time.
Mine, I feel like, okay, I'm going to say 2 because there's one that I feel like we all quote together every single time we're together. But before I get to that one, the Ghost Tour is my favorite. I think it's just so funny. How there's like such a crazy arc for his character and like the information that you learn about him. Like you can identify with being that person kind of outside of the group and being like excited about something and then kind of feeling like awkward, you know? But then the reveal at the end, I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody hasn't seen it, but it is amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think the most goated sketch of his is the dinner with their boss.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to house your whole burger.
Give me that. Give me that. I should have got that.
Quick,
so you're going to kill the president.
We do quote that one all the time.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For this movie, what was your favorite part?
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That's such a tough question.
Another tough one.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it, Will. Go.
No spoilers yet, but
Wait, how do you?
What if your favorite part's a spoiler?
It is definitely. We'll say Subway.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was such a fresh twist on that kind of scene.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
That was
got
the
me.
best joke for me.
I agree.
That one was my hardest laugh in the theater. I think I'd say.
Yeah.
That one got me so good. And how it was shot was so cool too, with like the perspective of like,
the ceiling
roof and the side.
Yeah,
and
that was incredible.
the movement through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this movie had such a interesting tone. Because I rode with it the entire time, but I feel like it broke like a lot of the rules that I learned about writing, you know?
Dude, I know. I was trying to figure out the structure of this film. And I don't even know if there's a first, second, or third act. Like, I don't even know how it's put together.
Yeah.
It's just
But
like things are happening, but like there's a full story.
There is a full story,
Yeah.
and there's so many. What I loved about it, there were so many little things that were set up that felt like such throwaway things that were like felt not important, that like were callbacks.
Yeah.
Everything was tied up. At the
I
end.
know
It
they
was
tied
awesome.
up everything, and it was they just put a bow on it, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
it was,
Love seeing
truly.
that.
So many good setups and payoffs. It was incredible.
I love.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just love this type of film in general because you could tell that they're just like, oh, fuck it. Put the circle closing it on his face.
Yeah.
Like, what other
Oh,
movie's going to do that, like, as a joke, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it just, you could tell somebody was like, that would be funny. Put it in there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even
Editing
the
went
edit,
awesome.
was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had fun at all levels of the
or
production.
the one he's on the drums and it keeps crash zooming into it.
Oh, yeah.
the three beats of the crash zooms,
Three
and it's like metal music, hard cut metal music. Oh my
But
God.
it's funny, but also like kind of a practical effect for his headspace in
Yeah.
that moment,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
think is so cool. Because it's not just like a throwaway edit to be funny. Like,
no.
it genuinely
It served the
elevates
story.
the story.
Yeah.
But he's not afraid to be like, yeah, that's not normal. Nobody does that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm throwing it in. Like, I love that. Like, he's not trying to be a cookie cutter comedy movie.
I mean,
incredible.
to me, that is really exciting because I don't feel like there's a lot of movies that come out that break the rules in a way that can inspire other filmmakers. I feel like this film is going to inspire a lot of people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In writing, editing.
I'm inspired.
I'm inspired.
I'll say it.
Put light bulbs over all of our heads.
Yeah.
And
Consider us
I don't want to inflate the ego of this movie too much.
Let's do it. Come on.
Too early, but like it did remind me of like Breathless or Pulp Fiction, which like changed the dynamics of what people feel like they can do with the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when they started going to space in this one, that was so
yeah. It's so funny because they actually
there is a little bit of a space.
There's a space.
It wasn't too far out.
No. But with like Breathless, like that's where we get the jump cut, right? Which is something that this movie takes, like in that edit. I mean, that's like a really jarring thing.
Yeah.
On Pulp Fiction with its, structure, like going all over the place. Like I feel like this movie, as far as comedy, it took like the elevated comedy, the super simple storyline, but it did something really unique with it, which is super exciting.
So this movie is so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Oh my god.
And
I
also,
want to go watch it again right now.
Yeah.
I could watch it again.
Let's go.
For sure.
It's also just like beautiful. Like I feel like I kind of caught myself like not even like investing, in the cinematography of it and like the production design and everything, but like it is so cohesive. Like the color palette is, it's just all cool. It looks so beautiful.
Well, the blocking was like half the joke. So like how they blocked it was so well done. I mean, the whole movie was so. I don't think there was a moment where they didn't expect you to, laugh at some point, because there's so many jokes without a punchline that are still so fun. That's so hard to do. Yeah. Is like make the build up to a later punchline still be laughable. Yeah. It's like just by his facial expressions, or like how he's like in the background looking all like lonely, or something random, like, oh my god, masterful.
Yeah.
Dude, and there's so many awesome like character building moments that inform you of the story. Like everything's serving the story, like you were saying. Yeah. Like the first scene you see him in the office where he just has the coffee cup filled to the
yeah.
He's like, really full cup coming through, and he's walking so slow into the meeting.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take a single sip until he's already at the meeting. Like he gets to the meeting, it's so full. But you finally get that sip.
Yeah. And it sets up dynamics too. Like people are going around him like, idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
I also feel like something that he does really well, and I feel like the movie kind of opened up with, is really jarring punchlines in like an emotional scene or moment. Like it opens up with his wife, talking with that group or whatever. And the first punchline comes within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
In response to something that they set up emotionally like really well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was such an awesome choice, because it was like, telling the audience like, hey, this is what the movie's going to be like.
It was so masterful how they shot that too, because it's like really close up on her. You can't see anybody around her, and over like over like 2 minutes of her monologue, it pulls back, and then you see Tim Robinson right there, and then he turns and does his punchline. Like it's so well matched with the pacing of the interview.
And I feel like in that moment you could hear like that the audience was some Tim Robinson fans, because as it's pulling out right before his punchline and you could see him, it got some laughs.
People started giggling.
Like, there he is looking. And they're already laughing.
Just looking straight ahead.
But then the punchline hits, and it's like it hits so hard because of that setup.
Yeah, it's so funny. I feel like he's tapped into a really unique relatability too. There's something relatable about his character that, even though it's so far out and so extreme, there's things that you can connect with, which I feel like is where a lot of comedy fails, especially now, like, it's harder, like people have to play comedy so safe, and I feel like he's tapped into this thing that is never safe. It's always unpredictable, but it lands, and it's not like ever crossing the line. I mean, there's a few things that like we're
Yeah.
definitely like on the edge, you know, but it's just refreshing to see.
Such a unique style, man.
Yeah.
Like, the way that they're writing those are just so completely different perspective on comedy writing. It's awesome.
Yeah. And hats off to Andrew DeYoung, the director and writer. I heard a interview and he basically said he was like, I noticed that he was a director and writer on a lot of TV shows, Dave being one of them. But he said that he pitched this to Tim Robinson and was like, this is a Tim Robinson sketch, a full feature, shot like the master. And that was his pitch to him, which I think is so awesome.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that
So cool.
this does inspire a lot of people and that it'll make a shift in comedy, because I think that's something that's been so lacking lately. You know, we've had a lot of good horror movies. Dramas never died.
Yeah.
But comedy, you know, there's such a like renaissance in the early 2000s that I feel like universally everyone loved. And then that escaped us, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that this feels like the Thunderbolts for comedy. You know, like we're fucking back. We're back.
We're back. We are so back.
No more of that fucking Ant-Man quantum realm bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, we got a good villain this time. Wow, I connected Paul Rudd.
Yeah, you connected
Wow.
Paul
Oh my
Rudd,
God.
That was crazy.
Marvel. And
That's
there's tons
nuts.
of ties to Marvel in this movie too.
Have you seen the new Marvel?
Heard it's gonna be nuts.
I heard it's nuts.
Which, by the
We
way,
have to see that.
awesome to have a back-to-back podcast of Marvel to Friendship.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So sick. I feel like that was a really awesome marketing choice between the two companies.
Yeah, again, something so relatable. You know,
Yeah.
like you're saying.
Well, and it was cool to see Marvel like lean into the A24 community with the Thunderbolts trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like then Friendship was like a direct response to that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because, you know, Marvel gets a lot of shit, obviously, you know, and I've been one of those people that has given it shit in the past. But it's cool to see two companies kind of on different spectrums uniting in that way, which is fun. You know, both of these movies are getting people in the theaters.
Thunderbolts and
Friendship. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Such a win. Who do you guys think this movie's for?
Everybody.
You
I think like
so?
I say that every time, but just judging our theater, it looked like a wide range of people, and everybody was I mean, I think this comedy's for everybody. I think like my mom would laugh at this.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think like a 12-year-old kid would laugh at this. Like, and
I don't know.
he doesn't go too edgy with it. It's not like how some stand-up comics or something go really dark with comedy, because I mean, that's kind of like they're trying to push the culture a little bit. This is like so safe but so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's you're right. There's a few jokes about like the dude's daughter in there.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's really not pushing it. It wasn't.
that's not pushing it for Will.
Come on, man.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
No, those
You're
are
a good guy. You're a good
Those
guy.
jokes are so funny. Dude.
Yeah.
Those are crazy.
Yeah.
I think
The context of him saying it was not creepy. It was like he's like
so out
anyway.
of touch. Yeah.
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 No, I wonder though, because like obviously we had a packed theater tonight, but all of those people are Tim Robinson fans.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do wonder how this movie will be received by like an audience in the next week, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know if you guys have tried, but I've tried showing my parents I Think You Should Leave sketches, and they do not get it. It is not landed for them
It's
yet.
such a weird form of comedy.
It is.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's gonna be significant enough to make a shift in comedy, and what, you know, audiences perceive comedy as moving forward. I want to think that this movie will be universally loved because it's so much fun. And I think if you can, you know, just sit back, soak yourself into the movie and not like, you know, try to like keep up with the story and be like, why the fuck are they doing this? You know, then it's gonna be a blast,
dude. Yeah, I thought it was paced really well. Like, like there wasn't any lulls or anything. Like it felt like it was happening consistently. You know, like it was just like coming at you.
Yeah, and a lot of that I feel like is that feeling from what Will said about how many jokes there were consistently, like through the blocking.
Yeah.
And because there was just always just throwing something funny in your face, even with what they were doing, that made the pace just feel so natural and nice.
He got 3 phones in this movie.
I know. That was awesome.
He lost his phone 3 times.
No, one time he destroyed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I do think this will be like
That's
in
3
10
beats.
years,
Dude.
I think this will be like a classic. Like it'll be like White Girls is right now. Like
Yeah.
people
I agree.
throw that on and it's like still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can even call it early, like now. Like I do think the people that want to see this movie are going to love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think maybe the lady that was in front of us seeing a working man might try and see this movie and be like, what the fuck am I watching right now? You know?
Why isn't Jason Statham in this?
Yeah. But I feel like
She loved Jason Statham.
True.
It's just funny.
She was obsessed.
She's like, I love Jason Statham. All right, bye guys.
Yeah.
She loved.
Isn't he
I
so
feel like
handsome?
there's a level of brain rot on social media that we're all so receptive to now and have been accustomed to, that's why this comedy lands. And not that this comedy is brain
I
rot,
was gonna say I don't think it's
No,
it's
no.
very smart.
but it's smart, but it is like very absurd,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
which I don't think older audiences that might not be as in touch with that type of stuff on social media will necessarily be able to recognize.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be curious to see. I might take my mom to this and
Yeah, I might take
see
my mom
what
to
she
this as
thinks.
well.
Because I'm really excited to show, like, if this is going to be a movie where I'm like, have you seen Friendship? And they're going to be like, no. I'm like, I know what we're doing this evening. Like, I'm
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
showing this to any friend that I possibly can, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because it's so I enjoyed this so much with you guys. Like, it was
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
I want to see like the writing, the way they wrote this, and like all of the little setups and like how they tie, because like it's so smart the way they did it. Like everything that they set up has this really good payoff that serves the story, and each scene is like it's incredible the way they put this film together. It's really cool.
Yeah, because it does like it's a surreal movie too. Like, there's a lot of elements that like feel like a nightmare or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
Definitely.
it doesn't feel linear at all times. Sometimes it's just like so trippy. You know?
There's like one part that was like a full-on horror scene.
Yeah.
It was like, it's like scary. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then everything that progressed that too was so like I was not expecting any of that to happen.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, at the core of this movie, what's so special about it is that you can't predict it.
No.
And even those comedies back in the 2000s that were so awesome, they're very formulaic. Oh my god, Max.
I'm sorry, my
I don't know if
You need a
anyone
granola
heard
bar
this on
or
the
something?
audio.
The garbage disposal went off.
Max's stomach just made the loudest
I'm
noise.
sorry, guys. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Everyone hates me. Oh God.
Cut all this out.
Yeah.
Your damn stomach.
Do we need a fifth mic? Just for your tummy?
This guy has something to say.
He has something to say.
But yeah, I think this is an awesome movie.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
yeah.
it's so good. I think one of my favorite bits was him slowly sinking into the mud.
Yeah.
Oh
He's just
yeah.
getting lower.
Which is also something that caused him to break his phone.
Yeah.
He drops his phone and his drink. Oh God!
He kept dropping.
me? Can you call me?
Yeah, it's so funny.
His phone's like deep into the mud.
Fully submerged in
Like
mud.
it's not gonna help in any way.
No.
So good. Let's go ahead and let's get into spoilers.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
This is a spoiler warning. Consider yourself warned.
Will
Will's
has something to
favorite part.
say.
Did we? It's like obvious the kid wasn't his, right? It was the ex's.
Oh,
Whoa.
Whoa,
I
that's
did
a hot
not
take.
pick up on that.
I feel
He's
like it could have been
you
his
know, a
kid.
little more.
Oh, dude, that makes a lot of sense.
And then, well,
I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That kid looks nothing like Tim Robinson.
he's a little darker, like the ex, like the firefighter
Yeah.
guy.
It did look more like him now that you say that.
Like the firefighter guy, yeah.
And it just kind of adds to that and the fact that when he kissed her on the lips later, they said he's like, I have 2 girlfriends I gotta keep, and they never.
Dude, yeah. There's so many layers. To
Yeah.
this.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I was just wondering.
Dude, that was such a funny moment.
Yeah.
That one got me.
That
You guys
was
kiss on the lips now?
that was that was one of the funniest moments.
Yeah.
He's
Top
like,
3, I
it's
think.
nacho time.
Dumb song. Dude, I think either way, it's hilarious. Because
Yeah.
one way, it's obviously he's just like inserted himself into this family that he thinks is his, and then the other way is just like it's his son, but his son doesn't care about him at all.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Son is so weird.
What a weird character.
Yeah. Really funny,
Dude,
though.
I love his girlfriend in it though.
Oh my God. Thanks for the baked potato.
Yeah. Is that her only line?
I think so. Yeah. We never saw her eat the baked potato. We never even saw a baked potato in the movie.
No, there was a baked potato. It was
Really?
on the drum set when they were at the party.
Oh.
He was like picking at it with the sword. The sword.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't catch that.
That's hilarious.
the introduction to her character is she just comes out of the room and then Tim is just like the audience where he's just like,
Yeah.
who are you?
So good.
Dude.
I think one of my favorite moments in this movie that was so jarring is when he takes his wife to the city hall and she gets lost.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
he just leaves.
Yeah.
It reminded me so much of the Penguin. Not to
Oh.
not to get into spoilers for
Yeah.
the Penguin, but it reminded me so much of that. And I was like, this is so weird that this is happening in this movie. And then what proceeded after that, just like the welcome back party. That was
Hilarious.
so strange. That was a nightmare.
The
to me.
flash
God,
to the
yeah.
cops and him in there was
Yeah.
so fun.
It was so good.
Dude, also when she like decides to leave, like he's like, "We're going on an adventure. Isn't this what you wanted?" She gets really serious and she's like fully lit up in red.
Yeah.
And then
Turns
just
on
like
the lamp.
That was the horror.
in the
Yeah,
sewer,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then she like just like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
floats off screen.
Hella creepy.
Yeah, and then
super
turns
creepy.
into like a horror movie for a little bit with like the flashlight
Yeah.
down the halls.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, that was cool.
Dude, and the casting for Devin,
Oh,
the firefighter,
Yeah.
incredible.
So good.
I loved him so much.
Guy's just so much more attractive.
Dude, and they had, I think that was like a perfect 3 beats for Devin too. With Tim Robbins saying, "Who?"
Yeah.
I think it's like, it was at the beginning of the movie, there's one in the middle, and then she's like, "Do you even listen?" And then it's like the sewer thing, and then like he says something about, like he acknowledges Devin's existence
Yeah.
in the third one, I
I
think.
couldn't tell if he was like just trying to ignore the fact that his wife was talking to his ex, or he just was like
I think
a
it was-
little
it was that.
spacing. Yeah, I think it had to be in that.
So I'll do
I
a
think he was
parade.
in denial.
Yeah, it was
for
in
sure.
full denial that he was like shutting that off in his mind.
Yeah, because I feel like when she like breaks the news in the way that she does, like, and it's not even like straightforward, you know, she's just kind of like, I'm, you know, gonna stay at his pool house or whatever. he knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't like. He's not like what. You know, he just knows the whole time he's being cucked super hard.
Yeah.
Just so sad. It's so sad.
Oh no, I just was gonna say I like the part where she turns on the lamp to give her like some moody lighting.
Yeah, that
It
was
just kind of like,
interesting.
oh, like that's totally normal for somebody to do is like turn on the lamp behind them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
dramatic light to break some news. to
What if
somebody.
what if the lamp was like on and then off, or it was off in one scene? Like they did a couple takes and then they turned the lamp on. They're like, "Oh, it looks much better with the lamp on." They're like, "Yeah, but we really like the takes before. Let's just get a pickup shot. Just turn on the lamp, and then we can use the rest of the scene." Yeah, okay, guys, don't agree with me. Whatever.
No, that was good.
I'm agreeing with you.
That was
Good
really
insight.
good.
It was
That's
great.
good insight. I was thinking to myself, they knowing how tight that movie is, they probably wrote it in there and was like, "That's pretty funny that she turns the lamp on."
Yeah.
Now, can we talk about the toad in the room?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So talk about this.
T-Man.
Because I have a theory about this whole movie
Mhm.
as well. But there's a scene, there's the 3 beats of the phone store. The kid working at the phone store tells him, you want something stronger than beer, you know who to call,
Yeah.
So he goes back there and he's like, man, like, I just need to figure something out, or whatever. I forget the exact
He's
line.
like, I need something harder than beer.
yeah.
Stronger
I've
than
lost
beer.
everything. I need something. I need
Something
to change
like
something.
that.
Here's
Yeah.
my money.
Yeah.
And so
I'm out of options.
Yeah,
I'm out of
yeah,
options.
yeah.
I don't have any other options.
And so he's in the back of the store with the kid. He's trying to find like ayahuasca or something super psychedelic and spiritual,
Yeah.
And the kid has toad, which I forget which country they do this, but there's a crazy Vice documentary of people like licking toads and just flipping the fuck out. Like they have the craziest trips. But Tim Robinson's trip, or Craig's trip in this movie, he just goes to Subway
And orders from an old Paul Rudd.
Yeah. And he gets his sandwich toasted for once. He's like, let's go crazy. Toast that.
I usually don't do this. Let's go toast it.
And that's another bad dream to me, where like you're in a dream and you're about to get something, you know?
Yeah.
Whether like you're about to like hook up with somebody super hot, or you're about to get Subway and eat it, and your alarm just gets you.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was the kid waking him up, and he's like, "How was your trip, man?" He's like, "Did I feel like 40 years?" He's like, "No, it felt like a fucking minute."
I just went to Subway. I just ordered. What'd you do in Subway? I just ordered.
It was such a good like flip on the audience expectation in that moment, because
great.
I feel like a lot of comedies have psychedelic sequences, but they're always like either they don't represent psychedelics in like an accurate way, and they just do something like absurd, it's like a montage or something, or they like do it and it just doesn't work. But this one was so out of pocket and just like I've never seen anybody.
It was
with
just
that
so
perspective.
mundane. Like, it was the most mundane thing to do.
The setup for it, him pushing the toad towards him, and he's like, Don't pop it. It looks like you're gonna pop the toad. don't pop him.
And then the kid's like, "That was a big lick."
Yeah. Dude, yeah,
to freak
Was
out.
it too big?
yeah. They set it up so well. Yeah.
They set up for something big.
T-Boy had had a great like you're gonna change. This is gonna change your life. Like this is the most spiritual thing you could ever do. Like, and that like hype to the just like ordering Subway is hilarious. It's so good.
As he's saying, "I love you," and closing the door with the dark room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a Twix and a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Rolos and a Red Bull.
Rolos. Who the
I can't.
fuck eats
I
Rolos?
can't stay here with you. I need to get Rolos and a Red Bull.
I'm on my lunch break.
I worked with Red Bull. They were such jerks.
They hated me. They were so mean to me.
Yeah,
Now-
that's what it was.
Everyone's mean to me.
I have a theory about everything after that moment that I don't know if I was just hearing things or if this was intentional, but there was a scene, and I'm trying to remember what it was that came after that, but it was a pretty nightmarish scene, and you could hear frogs like ribbiting in the background. And I was wondering if that was intentional and is a clue to the audience that he didn't wake up from his psychedelic trip yet. That like this is all because at the end, with the scene, you know, that unfolds where he breaks into Paul Rudd's house, you know, and causes a scene. There's a lot of interesting editing in there where there's like shifts in vibes, and then there's like a hard shift where you see like everybody's happy, you know, and then everything's bad again, and you're seeing it from the perspective of him being in the cop car. But I wonder if that's all just part of this gnarly psychedelic sequence, because the kid does set up that the beginning of your trip is going to be like hell, and then after that you're gonna have sweet bliss. And so I'm wondering if that's like kind of a nod to after the movie ends, he actually, you know, like it's like a more hopeful ending.
Well, his new phone did say something like "Welcome to your new life."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then he threw it at a wall for some reason.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
so-
that was interesting.
When he's on okay, sorry, this is going back, but it just reminded me of the phone thing. Well, after he broke in and he has the gun, and he's like leaving the house frantically, he's on the phone with like a client or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't have a phone for a little while. I was trying something." It's like just another callback to like at some point he tried not having a phone just because Paul Rudd didn't have a phone. Dude, there's so many moments like that
well,
are
because
just
he
like,
found out he had the phone at the news station and immediately went to the phone.
that's the next scene.
Which is so funny because the very first time Paul Rudd says he doesn't have a phone, he gets a call from Paul Rudd right before that to hang out. It's from him.
Yeah.
And then he goes to hang out with him. He drops his phone in the mud, and then he's like, "Can you call it? Can you call it?" He's like, "I don't have a phone." He's like, "Oh, you don't have a phone?"
Well, they did have the landlines as well, so could have been, you know.
So he had caller ID on his landline.
I thought he just meant he didn't bring the phone to like hang out. Like he was like,
I don't know. It's all
Either way, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's all hilarious.
I
Anyways,
feel like how funny this movie is. It's also kind of a nihilistic movie. Like it's kind of a bleak outlook. You know what I mean? Like this guy has deep issues, deep mental, you know, traumas and awkwardness. And it doesn't end happy. You know, like on paper, like what we see.
Oh, it's great. So happy.
Yeah.
What was cool
Super
is that like with his ending with his wife and kid, like everything started to like pick back up. Like it was starting to like feel really good. And then you could just tell as soon as that car comes right back, she's like, "Oh, he's up to no good."
I thought that was the end.
I'm like, wow, this is actually a happy ending. And then he comes back and I'm like, oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
We get the sick thing in
another
the Corvette.
circle,
God, I
yeah.
want to just replay. That was so sick.
That was awesome.
The rock music comes back and the speed bump.
Yeah.
The speed bump saved the Corvette.
Because they set up earlier, he's like, oh, I actually got all these speed bumps put in here. This city, this community
would have
used
been
to
a
be
He
a
calls
racetrack.
back to that so many times, like when he's talking to the mayor or whatever,
Dude.
and he's like, "I've been fighting you the whole time. The city's against me."
The mayor scene is insane.
Oh my god.
His
so
turn
good.
is so funny.
You fucking pig.
Dude, there's so many funny moments.
I feel like we're reciting the whole movie.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's hard not to.
It's so dense.
It's gonna be a quotable movie.
It's so dense, dude. I want to see this 3 more times.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Hit me
Yeah.
up, dude.
Yeah, I want to. We
I
need to
think
take
this
some more
one-
people to see this.
This one elicits a few rewatches, I think, because I feel like the more times we watch it, we're actually going to pick up on even more things.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to this film that I feel like it was probably pretty easy to miss a lot. Like just the shit you were saying about the son, like, maybe not even being his. Like, if that's true, that went completely over my head.
I heard no Toad.
I want to
post
listen
Toad
to
scene,
that.
so that's another thing that I didn't catch.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
But
either.
also that really might just have
You were
been
in your ears.
Yeah, it could have been.
The
Well,
tinnitus.
I had the same thought. I didn't hear the toads, but I was like, oh, maybe because the T-boy is like, how long were you gone? Like, a month? Like it could.
Yeah.
The rest of the film could be a trip,
Yeah.
like a full trip, and we just never see that.
Well, what's
Felt
up with
like
the
it.
thing at the end there? Because I was like, when he's like leaving his first hangout basically, and he's like tapping everybody up, and it's like happy, and then was that just him reminiscing on what could have been, or
How I interpreted it, was that like he's in the squad car thinking about
Like-
how it should end.
if he wouldn't have
Yeah.
just ate a bar of soap and would have just apologized?
Turn that around.
It literally could have been like, my bad, bro, but that was one of the most awkward things to watch.
Double down in the worst way.
I know my punishment. I've been a bad boy.
It's the second one.
Closing his mouth on it.
Chipmunk
Crazy,
cheek full of soap
yeah.
bars.
Yeah, that was wild.
God.
And that was such an interesting moment too, because I feel like everything leading up to that, at least for me, I didn't know how the friend group was going to react to that moment. And I'm glad that they reacted. Like there was some reality to that moment that wasn't absurd, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
I think that's such a interesting concept though, because just like the movie as a whole, it's such a relatable thing, at least for me. When I moved to California from Texas, things were so different in Texas than they were in California.
Yeah, we hated you.
I know. No, genuinely, dude. So some people fucking hated me for sure.
Who? Name them.
Let's see. Bleep, bleep. No, but I looked like a douchebag. I had the earrings, the basketball shorts, all the
Hell
nine
yeah,
yards,
dude.
The Texas way.
I think it was just because you were bad at basketball.
There's also that, but we don't need to go into that.
So if you're gonna wear basketball shorts,
we can save that story.
Okay, for another podcast.
Like OnlyFans or something.
Okay, yeah.
Paywall.
But I feel like this is more relatable maybe when you're younger, and especially in like an awkward state, but just like trying to fit in with people who, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And it's like, as an adult, it's so much easier to accept that, I think now, like, you know what, these people, whatever, don't need to hang out with them anymore. But he is like such a child, like his whole character just embodies being a child still, let's see the new Marvel, he's too afraid to talk to his wife about, how she's definitely cucking him, like there's just so many things. And it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't normally look that deep into movies like this, but it's kind of like maybe that's not the direct message, but it's like a lot of this is like something you could play out in your head, like overthinking how scenarios would go. You know how when you're in like a social setting or something, if you're overthinking, you'll think of the worst possible thing you could do in that moment, like telling somebody their 13-year-old daughter. It's like what would happen if I said that? It's like this movie is intrusive thoughts, basically. Like, what would happen if I ate a bar of soap in front of you guys right now? What would happen
Instead
if
of
I
just
hit on your
apologizing.
daughter? Like, this whole movie is what would happen if I let my intrusive thoughts win, and that's
Yeah.
what he does.
Totally.
The entire movie.
Totally. I mean, the
His
first time
baseline
he
is
breaks
intrusive
into
thoughts.
Paul Rudd's house,
So
is-
intense.
crazy.
Insane, dude.
So funny. He's just like strumming the
Yeah.
guitar.
Washing his dishes.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, that is my worst nightmare.
Somebody washes your dishes.
Just some fucking random person just making me feel like a slob, just do my dishes for me.
This
like,
has come up a few times before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't need to get
We don't
into
need to get
it,
into
but
When Max washes your dishes? Or
no, I
I'm
like
just
it when he
playing.
does my
I'm just
dishes.
kidding.
It's the last time I do his dishes.
No, I don't think you've ever done my dishes.
I have 100%.
It's always your fiance.
I would say 90% of the time, maybe. Yeah.
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 You might have
I
washed
have a few
dish.
times.
Yeah. I've watched a bowl or two.
Yeah, spoon.
Your fiance washes both of our dishes a
That's
lot,
true.
pretty frequently. I'm
We
ashamed to
we
admit
love
it.
Yeah.
I have no excuse.
Oh, God. We got.
You're going to have to eat a bar of soap.
I know
your
my
punishment.
punishment.
We just have the spray soap, so just we spraying soap in each other's mouths.
Oh.
Well, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
This is a phenomenal film. This might have my top spot right now.
Really?
That's what I was thinking.
It does.
So good.
It
dude.
does have my top spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
I definitely think it's up there for me.
Top 5 for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like out
Of all
everything
time or
that's-
this year?
This year.
This year.
I mean, it could go on the top 10 list.
This one just might be my golden gun.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. We do need to talk about the hostage situation. Or like
Yeah.
dude,
That was awesome.
Craig's commitment to Paul Rudd's character. I forgot his name. Austin.
Austin.
Craig's commitment to Austin's toupee
Oh,
not being revealed.
Yeah.
That was
Even in the face of him like holding everyone hostage with a firearm is so funny.
I thought
dude.
it was going to be the other. I thought he was going to barge in there and like rip off his toupee.
Oh,
but-
dude, he
he's-
wants to be a friend so bad.
Yeah.
He's so
no, he
desperate
wants
to be
to
his
be
friend that even in
accepted.
his darkest moment where there was no way in hell that he would ever be his friend after what he's done to him, he still is trying.
Well, he said, "Oh,
still
let me get out of
clawing
your
at it.
hair, guys." I was like, "Oh, here it comes."
Get out of your hair.
No, that was
That was
super
a good
good.
catch.
He's a classic
Yeah.
nice guy,
Yeah.
just willing to be cucked by anyone, but still loyal.
Dude, Paul Rudd giving him that
Very
wink
good.
at the end.
Oh, I know.
His face is pure joy, dude.
Yeah, he's like crying.
So absurd. Yeah, dude, this is the best movie of the year so far for me.
Dang,
Definitely for me.
it's up there. I still like Warfare and The Surfer. I would say this is up there with them
Yeah,
right
for
now.
sure.
It's those three
The
for me.
trifecta.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Those
My God.
those movies. I mean, I expected Friendship to be up there for me. The other two I didn't,
Yeah.
which I think is what always gets me going.
It's pretty rare for me to be so hyped for a movie.
Yeah,
Like unreasonably hyped.
yeah.
I was so excited for this.
I've
it
been
paid off.
looking forward, counting the
paid
days
off.
down since I saw the first trailer.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning. I had a pep in my step. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
And usually a movie will disappoint you. It did not.
No, not
Yeah.
even close.
This was insane.
That was my closing thought. Is I hope. I mean, he could try other directors and writers too, but I hope this combo of Tim Robinson and what was the director's name?
Andrew D. Young.
I hope they make another movie or two just like this, but with different plot and characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Tim Robinson making like expanding beyond just the sketches, you
Yeah.
know, and maybe being like Adam McKay or like Seth Rogen, like being a fucking presence in comedy.
Like a Will
Yeah.
Ferrell.
Because I think that's what we need. Yeah, exactly.
Get some Anchormans.
This is a huge step for that. And I think he's on his way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you enjoyed this conversation, ring the bell, subscribe, like this video. You can follow us on Instagram at Boys Meet Film. You can follow me on Letterboxd at mschnee. You can follow this guy on Letterboxd at,
Maximus Newhan.
and you can follow this guy on Letterboxd at,
Chill ass Will.
and you can't follow this guy on Letterboxd because he's off the grid.
Follow Extra Rad.
He's a free man right here. That's a free man.
You guys made me feel so free just being on this pod.
I'm so glad. Now get out of here. Just kidding.
Bye, Sean.
Do you think it's worth noting that next week we are taking a pause in our normal schedule of releasing a podcast, but we will be coming back strong with an extra spicy episode about Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah.
The final, what's the fucking title?
It's the final reckoning, bitch.
Michael can't wait.
I fucking hate Mission Impossible.
Michael's most anticipated movie of the
but
year.
Max loves Mission Impossible.
I love Mission Impossible.
So this is going to be an extra heated podcast.
Oh yeah.
And what's your opinion on Mission Impossible again?
I'm with Max. Or no, I'm with you, actually. I'm sorry. I don't really like it.
Yeah. And Sean likes it, but he had to leave.
You guys don't know this. You guys don't know movies, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You guys don't know movies. Mission
You don't
Impossible.
know movies
so
like I
good,
know
dude.
movies.
Listen,
Have you seen Mission Impossible Fallout?
we need
No.
to
Just
save this.
Just answer.
No.
Yes. Yes.
I haven't. I'll be honest.
I've seen all of the Mission Impossibles.
I haven't.
Every single one. Because my dad loves Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossibles are fucking.
And every time I go see it with him, I feel like such a bad son. Because I'm such a disappointment of a person to watch a Mission Impossible
there's no
movie.
way you're disappointed at Fallout.
Rogue
Nation, I can see.
I'll give it a
We'll
shot.
get into it. We'll get into it next podcast.
No,
I'll
we
give
should
it a
get into it
shot.
right
If I go, if I go to that one, I'll watch Fallout before that, and I'll
At least just watch.
form
Fallout.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
It's not even like in succession, but like it's just a great movie.
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, if you want to see more of this, then definitely tune into that episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.